St. Olaf College, a small, private liberal arts school in Northfield, Minnesota, a college with a student population of just over 3,000 that prides itself on being aware and active on environmental issues and strives to be an example when it comes to sustainability.
It's really part of the culture here.
More environmentally friendly.
Fossil fuels are bad.
That saves plastic.
The washing machines we have installed in all the dorms, they're high efficient.
Dryers that we have here don't require dryer sheets.
They recycled their ink cartridges.
The recycling system. Recycling bins.
Recycling bins.
Like recycling bins everywhere. We use recycled paper.
You don't use styrofoam cups.
Light usage.
Little reminders in the bathrooms.
Every other light on.
Our food is locally grown.
And locally growing the food. Stow grow is a big part of it.
We actually compost. Hey Ross, I have a question for you. Does the cage compost? He says they don't have any food to compost, so he's not sure.
Use of the silverware in the cafeteria.
We had Trayless Tuesday.
The green roof on top of Regents.
Another obvious thing is the windmill.
The wind turbine.
The wind turbines.
The wind turbine.
The wind turbines.
The wind turbine.
Well, okay, how many people have talked about the windmill?
These students are observant of their surroundings and are able to recognize the effects that their everyday lives have on the environment. But what about those without a reminder spinning on the horizon? The students of St. Olaf are constantly reminded to turn lights off, but do they know why? Do they know what they're protecting the environment from when they turn off the lights? When they plug something in, do they know where the power comes from? Do students know what sources provide St. Olaf with electricity?
Anywhere from a third to a half from the wind turbine. Gas, coal, what is it?
The turbine, and from nuclear energy and hydroelectric energy.
Roughly a third from the wind turbine. And then the rest, I think, comes from Excel. I'm really sorry, I don't know anything about this.
1/3 of our energy comes from the wind turbine. Beyond that, I can only imagine our energy comes from coal.
Burning coal. Hydropower. Nuclear power. The wind turbine.
Well, aside from the wind turbine that's like obvious in our, symbol or whatever, I really couldn't tell you very much.
The wind turbine, which they say provides about 1/3 of campus's energy. But other than that, I actually have no idea.
About a third of the energy comes from the wind turbine, and then I'm guessing the rest is mostly from coal burning plants.
Obviously we have like the turbine and we get about 1/3 from there, and we also get a lot from Excel Energy as our provider. I mean, it's a mix, but I think most of it's from coal. We also get some from nuclear from them, and a little bit from hydroelectric.
A third of it approximately comes from the wind turbine, so 2/3 of it, probably a bunch of hamsters in little wheels somewhere spinning, probably provides about a fifth. Sheer human happiness, I think, powers about a fourth of it. Exercise bikes down at Scobin power at least an eighth. Was that close?
In the year 2008, St. Olaf received 18% of its electricity from the on-campus wind turbine, 14% from other renewable sources, 1% from diesel, 3% from natural gas, 4% from hydroelectric, 20% from nuclear, and 40% from coal.
Well, we're a great big place, almost 2 million square feet of space now, and at our latitudes we're just going to be dependent on hydrocarbons for some time, almost no matter what. So our focus has always been on just trying to do what we do and free the least amount of carbon to the atmosphere. And there are all kinds of options that we could explore. So one of them is that Excel has a program called WindSource.
You sign up for a contract with Excel to pay a slightly higher rate to get all your energy that's not generated by the turbine. The rest of our energy would come from wind sources.
If companies or institutions or even homeowners decide to move their electric consumption to WindSource, they use that it's a real small increment to actually assure that there's more wind production coming online.
I'd like to see more of them up, personally, but another really expensive.
We've talked about doing that. It's a matter of whether the college can afford that. I'm not so sure that that's going to happen or not, but it is something we've talked about.
Electric consumption is harder to manage because so much of it is personal choices. So every year students seem to bring more and more stuff to the residence halls. And even though the buildings are getting more efficient and all that, that part can't overcome the stuff.
and our school is definitely one of the better schools on sustainability. But there's a lot more we can always do. Some people feel satisfied, you know, like we got a wind turbine, we're doing great, and that's true. But I think just kind of always having a culture of continually trying to push forward would be another good thing we could do, and never really being satisfied with just, you know, just like a few tangible accomplishments.
I can't believe I just said that.